Welcome to another episode of Lifestyle After 5. Now, if you've been following us this far, then you know that me and Lord Shu are on a journey to reinvent ourselves in 6 months. We're trying some stuff that we haven't tried before, some things that I find difficult, and we're just working through our challenges. How's it going for you so far, Lord Shu?
Okay, so just this week alone, I've compressed a lot of stuff and simplified a lot of stuff. So it's definitely working so far.
Well, today we're going to talk about why reading non-fictional books daily would transform your mind. You know, the thought of that sounds kind of funny how, and I used to be told this as a kid, but it was kind of hard to believe that, reading a book can open up a whole new world, but it's true. And I've said this before in different podcasts where I once heard a preacher speak, and he said the only thing that makes an engineer, a doctor, is the books you read and practice. And that's true.
Yep.
The books you read is the only way to attain knowledge. If you go back and if you look at the Vatican got a whole vault of miles of books that only the Pope can read.
Yep. When certain people got access to this knowledge, this used to be knowledge that everybody had access to in ancient cultures across the world. Now, not only this guy can read it. So,
But like I said, reading a book, a nonfiction book, and even sometimes a
oh yeah,
fiction book, you know, will unlock a whole new perspective, boosting your mental sharpness daily, making you think of things in a different way. You see the whole world in a different light. You
yeah,
expand your knowledge. I mean, it introduces you a wide range of topics,
yeah. I
and
feel
even your
like
vocabulary.
no, for sure. Vocabulary for sure. We talked about this before, actually. How people that don't know how to express themselves. Well, if you don't know how to express yourself, go read some books. It's gonna help expand your knowledge and it'll help you imagine more. I feel like as a kid, you already naturally have a pretty good imagination, and it just kind of gets ripped away from you as you get older. So books kind of keep you there.
And nowadays, you even got audio books, so you don't have to physically
Hmm.
read the book. You got audio books. Books can really, literally change your income. There's
Oh yeah,
certifications. If you are into project management, get you a project management book. Read it,
yeah,
take the certification, learn Microsoft, learn coding. There's coding. There's YouTube video, which I some will argue the difference. Now, I don't know what your opinion is on it, but I consider even YouTube reading or looking at YouTube videos such as this as a form of book learning.
yeah. I agree. Most of my knowledge before I went and got like knowledge from or certifications, most of that stuff I was learning on YouTube or like what we be using, Coursera or Udemy. Though,
Sarah,
yeah.
yeah, which
Hmm.
definitely requires reading.
Hmm. So that was like a main kind of segue. But I always been into reading books though. I mean, nonfiction is the way to go. They got so many dummies books, this for dummies, that for dummies now. Like it's
Everybody's a dummy, but a
yeah,
smart dummy.
a smart dummy. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if book clubs is as popular as they once was. I've taken a few. I've joined a few book clubs in the past, and it is really entertainment and stimulating for a group of people to get together, read a book, and then you get to sit down and discuss different perspectives because everybody has a different perspective on it, and you challenge each other. Depending on the story that you're reading, whether it's a business book or a novel, a crime novel.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of critical thinking that comes into play when you start reading those books, and then you just start expanding on the knowledge that you already have too. So I'm just thinking like even now the books that I'm reading, I'm choosing to read real specific books to not only just get the education, but to also like you mentioned earlier, keep my mind sharp. Also, if I had to really go into that part of it, I usually try to get like different perspectives, like you said too, or gain like deeper insights to see how can I use this information or notice certain patterns too. Like books, actually, all of them across the board with anything that you're doing can help you notice certain patterns. But that's just like the polymath talk, really. I don't know if everybody sees patterns when they're studying or doing research.
Well, there are several books that are about that. One of the book that really changed the way I think critically is the
Hmm.
7 Habits of Highly Effective People, where
Yeah.
they've got the picture in there, and it's like a Harvard study that they done. Half the class saw an old woman. The other half of the class saw a beautiful young woman in this picture, and they
Hmm.
argued back and forth over this picture of who saw what. And then finally, the professor came in. And I challenge you to look at this book, get the book,
Hmm.
or if you don't have the book, Google the picture of the old lady, beautiful woman from the uh, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and you'll get to see the picture. And it depends on how you look at this picture. You
Hmm.
can look at this picture one way, and you'll see a beautiful lady. You can look at the picture in another angle and you'll see an older woman. And the point of that book and what it was, the lesson that it was trying to teach out of that is two people can have two different views, but you both be right. The
Hmm.
vision is there, you know. If you For those that saw an old woman, they were right. For those that saw a younger woman, they were both correct. And that's sometimes how I look as we get into this political climate. You got right wing, left wing, both arguing over the same thing when
Hmm.
there's facts on both sides, and you both can be right. So why can't we expect respect each other's opinion and move forward together and collab?
I agree. As a good episode mentioning that type of information is the one that we did with Monty Hodges, the Arkansas state rep. Yeah, y'all
Yeah.
need to watch that because that is kind of like reading a book too. Like Ali said, YouTube is a book, and he basically talks about that same thing. How it's like with the bipartisans, and I'm just like, yo, that that really puts things into perspective because sometimes you might not agree with what Republicans or Democrats say, but sometimes y'all have to come together for the greater good of the people. So
Well, I tell you what is always bipartisan, and you don't hear anything about it, and no argument or complaint.
where
Their pay raises. Next thing
exactly.
you know, the House it gets passed. There is no that I've never since I've been in politics seen it where a Republican or a conservative. I don't care how much the
Hmm.
budget is. Oh, we got so much government spending. We got so much inflation. Oh, it's time for a pay raise. Oh, we bipartisan on that. Yo, yeah. There's no argument there.
Exactly. So as you can see, you know, with reading, we reread. As you can see, we're avid readers. So I was just talking to Ali about this earlier today. Actually, I was like, man, I'm reading 3 books right now. He's like, man, I'm reading 1 book, but we just read. We're always reading, and we consuming information to try to be able to give y'all these different perspectives, but also help y'all understand like the habits that the people that y'all may look up to have. A lot of them are reading nonfiction books or they're writing nonfiction books. So you should go read their books.
Reading also boosts creativity.
Oh yeah, hands down.
I mean, most creative people are readers.
Hmm.
It gives them new ideas and new perspectives to stimulate that creative thinking that they have. You get to
Hmm.
read all about the world problems, but I challenge you: don't just read about the world problems, or even listen to them when you're watching Fox, CNN, whatever floats your boat. Think about how can you solve that problem. Now
Yeah,
that's where the money at. That's where the creativity, where the money at. Anybody can read. I can read and tell you all day long about what the problem is.
yeah,
There's no shortage of that. And there's no shortage of problems going around the world. The real winners and the people who make the money are the ones who figure out how to solve the problems and come up with solutions that can even inspire other innovative ideas.
yep. Because that's the biggest thing about transforming your life. Transforming your life is started with a problem. You not happy about something or you want to make something better. Now you have the information out there to collect and bring those together. For example, you can get a book on entrepreneurship that can spark new ideas for your own business ventures, or a book about corporate training if you want to be a better, have a better chance in your career to keep going up. There's so many resources out there now. And like he said, sparking creativity. I don't know, but maybe some people might think that getting into corporate is just like you get in there, you already know what your job description is, and you just get in there
Mhm.
and do the work. But that requires a level of creativity to really solve those types of problems on that type of level. You have to be
It does.
creative almost. So yeah,
And
I
we're in the
agree with what you're
information
saying.
age, so there's no such
Yeah.
thing as I don't know.
I feel like that's gonna be we're gonna make a t-shirt with Ali's face on it saying that we're in the information because he I swear he
AI.
says this every episode. There's no
Well, I get tired
excuses.
of everybody. I get so you don't know countless of people
Oh
who
my
I've sat
gosh.
there and I've had
Yes.
these conversations with, and I've so passionately laid out with facts
They,
what we deem as facts in today's time. I know certain things can change in life, but
yeah, for sure.
here it is, backed by peer review, well-known media outlets, news
Hmm.
sources, and you lay out several of them and tell them step by step, and then you throw in your personal experience with things. And I could spend 30, 45 minutes explaining to a person how to do this. And
And they give you that
they look
stare
at me, and
like,
they give me this look like, oh yeah, that sounds yeah,
what?
yeah, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. But
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. And I'd be like, "You do know. I just literally told you and explained it to you.
Yeah.
You know now. You know better. Go do better. You cannot use 'I don't know' as an excuse."
Do we
That
have to
drives
like
me up a
draw
wall.
it? Do
Man,
we
you
have to
can
draw it for you?
do I have to implant it in your head? It's like crypto. You can have a whole layout
Oh
conversation with
yeah.
people on the use of crypto, and there's crypto ATM machines out there now.
Yep.
They have a crypto ATF. There's legislation on crypto, and people still say, "I don't know about that crypto. That crypto's a scam. That ain't real. That's a fraud."
But y'all still what's the company that owns most of the assets in the
BlackRock.
world? BlackRock. Um I feel like I shouldn't have to say more than that, but I mean BlackRock even invest in crypto. I mean governments invest in crypto.
Oh yeah, multiple. But like I said, you can sit down and have a conversation, and somebody won't know. So if you one of those people, please go read a book.
Yeah, just read.
Just read a book. Don't ask questions. Don't ask for information you don't want to hear from me or anybody. Just go read a book first.
Yeah, because we don't know nothing. As far as we're concerned, all our information come from books.
Exactly. Go improve your focus and your concentration. And
Yeah,
maybe that's
that's a
why
good
people
start.
can't focus anymore. People can't focus and they can't concentrate anymore. Maybe it's just too much TikTok
Too
out
much
there.
TikTok videos,
All your
too much doom
favorite,
scrolling.
all your favorite uh what I would call social media personalities, they're getting their information from either if they're factual and not making it up, they're getting it from news sources
Yeah,
and reading.
and reading. There's so many accounts I see now coming across social media that are literally knowledge driven from books. They go back and they read all those encyclopedias that used to sit in your mama house collecting dust. They went and bought all those off of eBay from your mama. Now they reading them and making TikTok money off of it. Don't be one
Yeah.
of those. Don't be one of
Now,
those people that don't do that.
now one thing you taught me, and we talked about it earlier, was setting that reading time. I need to do that because me being in the areas that I'm all over the place. I'm the multitasking king. I'm trying to take this course. I'm trying
Same.
to take this other course. I'm trying to read over here. I'm trying to do this. And reading teaches the brain to focus and concentrate on one thing. So I need to pick that one reading hour, 30 minutes every day where I just sit down, stop everything, and do that.
See, all right. So he made a very good point here. So he said that he has to take the time to read, right? So that already is improving focus and concentration. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm the multitask king too. I mean, like I said before, I'm reading 3 books. But the thing is, I dedicate time to it because I know I can't do it while I'm like you can doom scroll and edit a video at the same time, but you can't read a book and edit a video at the same time. It's impossible, man. Like I've tried, okay? Because like I said, I'm the multitask king too, fam. So I'm guilty of doing that type of stuff. But once you start to realize, like, okay, I'm kind of forced to have to choose between one or the other, and then you realize too, like, you got 24 hours in the day, and I know you stay up late, and I get up mad early, so I just kind of work with my schedule, bro. Like if I know I'm finna get up early, I try to at least read before I go to sleep, or usually right after I get up. If I don't already have a bunch of stuff planned that day, like meetings and stuff. So 30 minutes, an hour, like it's not a lot of time, but when you're reading a book, 30 minutes to an hour, you really getting through a whole chapter. And like you do that every day. By the seventh day, you already through half of that, or if not the whole book. So just want to put that out there.
Mm.
Like, even though I'll be reading a lot of different books at one time, it's just because I put the time in when in between stuff, like lunch or whatever. Yeah, I might read while I'm eating. So,
That's a great way to improve your personal growth and development,
mhm.
which is what
Yeah,
we're aiming to do in this series. So I got
exactly.
to tighten up on my book reading.
Hey, but that's why we doing this together, bro. Like me and you and everybody that's watching right now, like we a family. So we got to hold each other accountable. So our the goal for this episode is pick a time in your day in the schedule and just find whatever types of books you need to get moving forward in your conversation as far as business or you know career, whatever. Just find that and focus on that. That's our goal together for this week.
Like I said, reading a book, and if you don't have mentors, anything, books is the way to go. Or watching videos such as
Hmm.
this, like I said, it offers practical advice for personal and professional growth, which is what you're looking for. A book on personal finance can teach you how to manage your money better,
Yep.
and we all
Yeah.
need that.
Exactly. I was gonna say too. My I had a mentor used to tell me all the time. Like my mentors are. I got some that are alive, but most of my mentors are dead because I learned from them through books. So a lot of my mentors are dead too. I learned from a lot of dead people.
Uh, They provide the best advice.
I'm trying to tell you.
Actually, that's what scientists do. A scientist
Yep.
will dedicate his whole life studying some type of molecule, atom, space, or something.
Hmm.
He'll die, or she, in some cases. A new developing up and
Yep.
coming scientist will take and pull all
Pick
his or
it
her
up.
notes together, pick it up from that study, and go forward with it. And
Yeah.
sometimes even rechange the theory. Some theories like, nope, you were wrong in that deal. This is the new thing, or no, you had it right in that.
Yep. Just like we spoke about with the dark oxygen. Somebody had to go pick up from where a dead. Obviously, this person probably not alive, or if they are, they're very old.
Oh
So
yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
anyway,
it kind of is like continuous learning and self
it
development, like
is.
you said. It
You
just
got to
keeps
continue to
going.
learn. That's the only way you're gonna make it.
Hmm.
But we challenge each and every one of you. Are you ready to transform your mind and elevate your life? You're gonna start reading those nonfiction books
Hmm.
with us. Let us know what book you're reading and recommend something for us so we make them read
Yeah.
them also to help change our lives. Now, I gave out this 7 habits of highly effective people. The richest man in Babylon is one of my favorites. Also, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah,
just to
these are great
name a
books.
few. The Four Agreements. It's one that I read, and then I started to get into AI books and 4 Day Work Week. But you started to understand when you talk to other professionals and big people in business, there's certain books
Yeah.
that you have in common.
Yep.
You start to look at and talking with CEOs, managers. The majority of them have read Good to Great.
Yep.
Uh,
It's how you build relationships.
yeah, Blue Ocean. Can think of the name of Blue Ocean Theory or Planning, but some of these books, it's like it's almost like the key. Like when you can tell a lot about a person. What book have you read? What's some of your favorite books?
Hmm.
And you should know, you should have some of these books in common. Who Moved My Cheese? Some of these you
Yeah.
should have, if you, depending on the industry that you are, there's like some industry standard books that you should know about.
Yep. That is true. Yeah, I can I'll throw some out, just the ones I'm reading right now. So one of them is The Stoic Path to Wealth. That's actually the main book I'm reading right now. And then the Death of Fashion, which is That book is crazy. If you are in the fashion industry, you should definitely read that book. And To Die For, I think is the name of the other one. I'm about to start reading that next. So I mean, I can go on, but yeah, these are like the main things I'm reading right now, just because I'm in the fashion industry. So there's so many ways to synergize, because I like stoicism, which is a form of philosophy. I love finance, and I found a book that put them together. So get creative with your books. Try to find books that synergize things you like.
Great. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. We want to thank you all for watching. And if you found this video helpful to you in any type of way, give us a
Hmm.
thumbs up and subscribe. It'll help us
Please.
with our content, help with the algorithm with YouTube to help more people see this type of content.
Yep.
Also, don't forget to drop us what type of books you're reading in the comments.
I
It
was
can help
just gonna
us
say
and
that.
help others.
Yeah. And then if you really bold, you'll scan this QR code in the corner next to my head and join our Discord group, where everything that we talk about on these courses and in these series, they'll all be in there, but live, coming straight from our mouths, talking straight to us. And we got a
Right.
community in
Join the
there of
community.
people. So join in. Let's talk about these books. Let's continue this conversation outside of just this video.
Great. We'll see you next video.
Peace, y'all. Thanks for watching.